Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be welcoming one half of the two bullies from the Disney classic Hocus Pocus, the guy who played Ice, Larry Bagby. Larry Bagby is coming on the show today. We're going to talk about making that movie and making a couple others. He was also in Airborne. He was in this really bizarre, cheesy horror / sci-fi homage movie that came out in '88 called Invasion Earth. The Aliens Are Here. And he was also in the TV show version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he was in the Johnny Cash biopic Walk the Line, and I'm having him on today to talk about all that stuff. And he will be at Days of the Dead in Atlanta, Georgia, February 7th through the 9th. So, here is my interview with Larry Bagby. Hey, Larry.
Hello, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. It's such an honor. Thank you for taking the time tonight.
Sure. And let me ask you before we get too far into this.
Go ahead.
I'm on speakerphone on my cell.
Mm-hmm.
I can plug in the earpiece and see if that's any better for you.
Sure, you could try it. I mean, you sound okay right now.
Okay, let me just plug this in and you tell me what you like better.
Okay.
Now, I'm assuming we're not recording yet. Yeah.
Well, we were, but I can edit around it, so it's all good.
Oh, it's fine. I don't mind being live. We can talk our way through this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my little earpiece thing in it. Which one do you like better?
Oh, this sounds good. I don't.
Okay.
I don't see much of a difference, but it sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So, going back in time, I know that you were young when you started acting. At what age did that start?
When I started acting or acting up?
Acting.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So officially, I've always acted up, but I caught the bug pretty early. I mean, it's always kind of been in my genes. I have a dad who played in a band growing up. He actually played the electric accordion, and he's really still quite good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of opportunity to jump up on stage and kind of perform. And then I guess the acting, the first time I remember doing something that was somewhat significant that kind of sparked my attention was in 5th grade. I was in The Wizard of Oz.
Nice.
And I played Oz. I am Oz, the great and terrible. Who are you and what do you want? I remember that line. So, yeah, that's what I remember. That was kind of the beginning, I believe. And I, as far as professionally, we moved from Utah to California, Southern California, when I was like 11 or 12. And that's when I started going on auditions professionally. My folks, they found this place in Thousand Oaks or Westlake, California here.
Mm-hmm.
Thousand Oaks, out this way in the suburbs is where I'm still residing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called the Hollywood Film School, and they were actually at a career day that our church was having. My dad was at one of the booths talking about financial planning or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And across the way they were doing asking kids to come and do little screen tests to see if they had anything worth pursuing. So all my siblings, I have a brother and 2 sisters, we all went down and were interested. I was the only one that kind of agent, and I guess it was like my fourth audition. I booked a movie called Invasion Earth.
Right.
The aliens are here.
Yeah.
I would imagine that sci-fi buff, good or bad, it's out there. And I was 12 years old when I made that film, and that's where it all began professionally.
Yeah. So you're from Marysville, California?
That's what I understand.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Where exactly is that?
Yeah, my dad was in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
So I was born at Beale Air Force Base in Marysville, California. And from what I understand, I was $11 to be born there. That was $1 a pound.
Exactly where is Marysville, California?
It's a good question, man. I really I haven't been. I think I drove through it once. It's up like not too far from Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
It's in Yuba County. I know that.
Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with Yuba City.
Yeah, that's the city I was born in. So where are you from, or where are you out of now?
Well, I'm originally from San Francisco, but I live in Redding, California at the moment.
Oh, nice. So like kind of near San Bernardino.
Yeah, it's very outdoorsy out here.
Oh, very cool.
Very rural.
And I'm sure I've driven through there as well. Is that just off the 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to ask, so when you got Invasion Earth, the aliens are here, was that just a standard audition?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's all I knew at the time, and so as I continued to work in the industry, yeah, it was standard. It was the same system they use today, outside of sending physical headshots over in an envelope. That's all done online via electronics, obviously.
Right.
But the process was similar. My agent, they get breakdowns. All the agencies do, mm-hmm. and they see what roles are being offered, and they say, "Oh, I've got a client that fits this mold, this age, and
right.
Has these skills or whatever." And so they send over the pictures, and then the casting director picks what she thinks might be a good fit, and brings us in for the audition. And then we usually, if they like you, they call you back, and you'll meet with the director and some of the producers, and on occasion you'll do a third or fourth call back, but it's pretty rare. They usually cast at least after the second audition.
Yeah.
So sometimes they will test you with other actors, which then becomes a longer process. But for example, Tobias and they tested us together. Like, we auditioned separately, and then we came back together for the callback, and they wanted to see what our chemistry was like, which was great.
Yeah.
We're still great friends. We just love getting together when we can.
Yeah. Does that still apply now with the Skype auditions?
The Skype?
Yeah, when you do a Skype audition now, because a lot of people, I do know in some cases they still do physical auditions, going and auditioning for the producer, but mostly it's, a lot of people do it at home on Skype. Yeah,
they'll do. I mean, a lot of times they're doing like self-tape, so you just kind of have your own little setup, and they send you the script, and then put yourself on tape and send it over.
Right.
They may do that. The Skype thing usually happens with the casting people. So there'll be an office you go to, at least in my experience, and they might have somebody, directors in New York or Paris or something, mm-hmm. and they're doing it live, and he's watching with the other producers and giving you, suggestions or let's do this or try this, and that can be convenient for everybody as well. But it's generally like being in a room with these people. I think that's an important aspect of it.
Yeah, to see not only if you're good for the part, but also you're good to get along with too.
Yeah, what kind of energy you bring, what you have to offer as a person. Very important, because nobody wants to be on a set with a very difficult person, even if they're a great actor.
Yeah.
As we know, that doesn't last very long. Word gets around and people stop offering.
Yeah.
People aren't very nice.
Yeah. But it's funny, I watched this movie, Invasion Earth, on YouTube the other night, right? And I couldn't help but think it reminded me of this movie that came out in 1982 called It Came From Hollywood with Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Gilda Radner, and Cheech and Chong, and they introduce clips from all the same cheesy, low-budget and sci-fi horror movies from the 50s.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was that before our movie, correct?
Yes, 1982.
So then, let's see. When did I do Invasion Earth? Do you know? Does it say?
Yeah, it said 1988.
88. 4 years later. Yeah, man, it could have been definitely influenced by that idea, and they tried to remake it. But it's funny because I just crossed paths with Dan Aykroyd at the Hocus Pocus Freeform 26th anniversary that we had with Ghostbusters. They celebrated Ghostbusters and Addams Family, the new movie, and the Haunted House 50th anniversary. It was a great show. I don't know if you were able to watch that, but for anybody listening, if you can watch it, those Freeform anniversary shows we've done have been phenomenal, and apparently they've been viewed kind of the top shows viewed on Freeform up to date. Apparently, it kind of shows the fan bases for these old classics.
Yeah, I personally haven't been to it, but that's great though. Did you get to talk to Dan Aykroyd? I heard he's a great guy.
I didn't get to cross paths with him. I saw his trailer in the back there. Everybody's so busy, and but I did. I was out watching in the audience because they were filming. We were going around surprising just fans in the audience with, just sneaking up on him, and me and Tobias, who played Jay, obviously, and Omri, who played Max, and Vanessa, who played Allison. We were all, us four were rolling around with the B camera out there and just surprising people and messing around. And they were, it's so fun to interact with the fans and see the excitement as they realize they're standing with the 5 main kids from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
So, but when we were out there, we were watching the Dan Aykroyd and that whole, the Ghostbuster thing. And
yeah.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun just even being in the audience to kind of feel the excitement.
Oh, that's cool.
But that's interesting. I'll have to look up that 1984 movie. I know that
1982.
The director, and I hope he doesn't hear this, or if he does, hello, Robert. He took his name off the film because he was really unhappy with how it was edited and turned out. It kind of got took over by which happens often, by the executive producer. They kind of brought someone else in and kind of lost the vision of what the director wanted. Robert Kovac was most known for, at least back in the day, for Alien special effects.
Oh yeah.
Got Academy Award for that.
Oh yeah, I mean he was a special effects guy. I was reading too, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." I don't know how he got suckered into doing this movie though.
Well, if there would have been probably a better budget, it could have been interesting. It's just everything was so kind of cheeseball.
Yeah.
We didn't really have the money to do the effects. It all kind of looked like a 1960s or 70s film. It almost was like kind
Yeah. Does that theater still exist that you guys were at?
It's funny you mentioned that. The Warner Grand, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It was in San Pedro. I believe it's still there. It's like one of those historical monument things. I believe. I call her my nanny. She's like my grandma because she's my grandparents on both sides have passed away early.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess my cousin's side of the family, his mother's mom is still alive, and she lives in San Pedro and just literally moved a couple days ago. After so many years, she's moving out closer to where all of the family is here in Thousand Oaks now. But she was there forever, and I remember that when I booked that role. It was pretty fun because she lives right in town there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if she came by then or not, but it was such a great first experience for me. I mean, I can't imagine not doing that. It just was kind of set the tone, and it totally excited me for what this industry is, and
Mm-hmm.
just getting to do something and make money and hang out and get all this wonderful food all the time and be pampered like a star, and it was amazing. And doing something that's just fun, creating and some of the friends I made back then, I'm still very close with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very rare too.
Friends for life. One of my buddies, Christian Lee, who plays him and the girlfriend are running around.
Yeah.
He's got a little Michael J. Fox thing going.
Yeah.
We've been friends ever since, and had so many great times, did magic and comedy together. And Dana Young, we reconnected recently thanks to Facebook.
Yeah.
Who was my buddy? I'm with Stupid.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep, I remember. Yeah, like I said, that's very rare in the industry, but that's great that you have that. I remember you did an episode of Mr. Belvedere.
That is right, my friend. You've done your research. Kudos to that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting too. I mean, they're all interesting to me because I lived it. But what was cool about that was the first time I worked with Seth Green.
Yeah.
And we went on to work together a couple more times, and we married a friend of mine. So just kind of a small world.
Yeah, and Laura Mooney was in that episode. Whatever happened to her?
Yeah, I don't know. She's a cute girl.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Has she done a lot after that or before that?
She did a lot before and after, but then she just disappeared. I don't know what happened.
You never know, right? Like,
yeah,
comes and goes. I mean, look at Kobe Bryant and that whole thing, and his daughter. That's just awful.
Yeah.
News and tragic. It doesn't feel right, but it is what it is. There's no guarantee. We just have to do our best and try to love every day.
Yep.
And that's all we have.
Yep.
Because if tomorrow never comes,
Exactly.
you just have today.
Yeah, I reached out to Bryce Beckham not too long ago because he's signing at the Hollywood show this weekend, but I never heard back and stuff. But I've been having a lot of people coming on to promote their appearance at the Hollywood show this month. But yeah, was he good to work with?
And Bryce played.
He was Wesley. Wesley, yeah.
And that was fun. Yeah, so that was kind of also the beginning of my bully years, because I started as a bully and continued to kind of work as a bully. It's not who I am in any way, but
yeah,
these are the roles that I just played. I guess it's a bit of a stereotype, but you figure it out, and you kind of know what your product is and where you fit best, in the industry. you kind of roll with that. At least I have that way.
Yeah, I mean, just because you see yourself a certain way doesn't mean others do, and sometimes you have to take what they give you, but then once you have success, you have clout to do anything you want in the movies.
Yeah, you get that privilege at some point. But it's a tough industry. I'm grateful that I've been able to do as much as I've done, and I'm still at it, and it's still challenging. I guess that's kind of why I do it. But it's a tough industry. There's a lot of ups and downs, and you have to learn to you got to develop a tough skin, and learn to deal with the rejection, and not try to take it personally. But we do take it personally,
Yeah.
you just have to know that there's so many other elements involved. That, it's just a numbers game, really, at that point.
Yeah, it is. So with Hocus Pocus, you mentioned before that you and Tobias had read together and everything. Did you know if anyone else was up for his or your parts?
Yeah, I don't know who else they auditioned. This would be a good question. I wonder if there were any other celebrities or names that were offered the job or whatever. Our roles were a bit smaller than the leads, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think that's where they generally audition a bunch of different people. I know they went to Chicago and New York because it took a while after our LA audition to hear back. If you don't hear back in a few weeks, you usually assume that that you're not getting a call back.
Right.
And it was several weeks. I almost want to say it was like a month before we heard back. But I do know that Leonardo DiCaprio was offered the role of Max.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that kind of funny? And
Yeah.
what's interesting about that to me is he booked the role that really kind of, made him a movie star, and really went on to do so many great things. Who's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yep.
That was the role he took, and I auditioned for that. I was in the room. I don't know if I even got a call back for that, but I remember seeing Leo, and I think Seth Green was there. We were all kind of in the same boat. I wouldn't be surprised if Joaquin Phoenix was sitting in the room with us. It was like all of us were that age. I don't know if you saw one of the speeches he gave at one of these award ceremonies.
I sure did.
He mentioned Leo, and how he's like, every casting actor's like, oh, he's Leo booked the part, but he was just dominating. He was just so good.
Yeah.
And I remember that. There was competition. I remember the first audition I ever had for a commercial was, that might not be true. It was a few auditions in, because it was the first kind of bigger national commercial I did for Sizzler.
Yeah.
I don't know I think that's up online somewhere with the guy that played, and we're still friends, Cliff from the IHOP commercials. He's
Oh, yeah.
commercial king. He played my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the audition, and my mom, of course, bless her heart, she always drove me to these auditions. She didn't like the LA traffic and the freeways. She kind of freaked her out, but she knew it was important to me, and she would just drive me there and encourage me and help me with my lines.
Mm-hmm.
And, I lived in Thousand Oaks, so it was a good, we spent an hour plus getting there at least, and sitting in the room and then coming back. It was at least a 4-hour chunk of our day, and I appreciate that so much because she was always so encouraging, and my dad as well. My whole family, it really encouraged me to keep doing it, which is not always the case with people. But anyway, my point is, I remember that audition, Jason Hervey
Yeah.
from Wonder Years. was was in the room, and he went in and auditioned for this commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him coming out, just super confident, and I knew who he was right away. You know, because I'd seen him on Wonder Years. I think that was the show. He was also Back to the Future. Remember?
Yeah. And Pee-wee's Big Adventure also.
Oh yeah. So many great films. But real confident, a little cocky, you know.
Yeah.
He came out of the room after his audition and he said, y'all just need to go home because I pretty much just booked the part. And I was like, oh man, that's not a great way to go in. I was like second guessing myself. But I booked it. So there's Jason Hervey. Take that.
Yeah. I always heard stories that he really was like a lot of his characters. Man.
He was. You know what's funny? Later in my life, I ended up. His mom represented me.
Oh.
Over at it was Herbie Grimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a man.
Yeah.
It's Herbie. So
it does.
Herbie and Pam Grimes. It's Scott Grimes' mom.
Oh yeah, Scott Grimes.
Yeah, I think they're still doing it. I believe.
Well, yeah. Well, Scott Grimes. I mean, he's a pretty in-demand actor now.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. What was your reaction when you found out that you had to shave the word ice into your head?
Good question. I think I kind of laughed about it first.
Yeah.
And then I thought, do they really want to shave it in my head? Can't they just like make it look like put a little hairpiece on or something? But they were like, we really want you to do it. And they had a barbershop down in LA off of 6th and Wilshire, I remember. Mm-hmm. And I went there and it was like, they just shaved it and it was kind of fun. I mean, they were paying me to do it, so, you know, it grows back, right? So I figured, hey, why not get into the role? And I guess the challenging part was kind of trying to live my life between the times we were shooting. I mean, we shot over a period of, I don't know, 6 months or a year.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of came back and forth. So I had to shave that thing in my head at least 3 times over the year that we shot it.
Wow.
And I remember that I was a church-going fellow. I grew up religious family, and we, I kept going to church, and I just remember some of the members of our church whispering and saying, what's gotten into Larry Bagby when he joined the gang, or what's going on there? I couldn't really cover it. I could cover it with a baseball cap, you know, during the week, but Sundays, you know, don't really wear a baseball cap.
Oh man.
So that was kind of fun, but it is what it is. It's iconic now, so looking back on it, I would do it all over again.
Yeah, what happened if you got another job during that period?
I actually did. It's a good question, and it was I was working on the show Great Scott.
Oh yeah, I remember that show.
Do you remember who the lead was?
Oh, no, I remember the show. It was who?
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised when you realize it was Toby Maguire.
Yes.
Who went on to have a wonderful film career. I don't know what's happened to him lately. I know he's done a few things, but I heard I saw something like he was blacklisted or kind of like just stopped working too much. Do you know what happened there?
I have no idea, but my theory is he made so much money off of the Spider-Man movies that he took the money and run.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I guess if you can. I remember, though, that was the other place that, you know, after those years of sitting in the room with Leo, kind of being my competition, we hung out on set many times because he was good friends with Toby. Mm-hmm. So he'd come to the Great Scott set and saying. He's a very cool guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little less threatening when you get to meet the mysterious actor that's booking all the roles.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what they did. Thank goodness for great hair people and makeup. They just would fill it in with like just the color, like just with black, which they dyed my hair black for the movie, so it was easy. They could just kind of fill it in, and then when I go back to work, just put makeup remover and remove it. But yeah, I did have to work in that period. It's funny that you mentioned that. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. Were you guys intimidated at all by Bette Midler? Because she was like a legend by that point.
I told you, man, I was terrified of her. And not only that, but I kept, like, the experience I had while we were shooting, we were just hanging out watching them do a couple of scenes, and I would always bring a camera.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. Like, after my first movie, Invasion Earth, I took that money and bought a video camera. So, because me and my cousin used to make movies, all these home movies, and fishing, and my buddy from Invasion Earth, and so I was always looking for that next best camera, and I had bought the Kate was a Canon A1 digital, and so I had that camera, and I was just filming. Like, I have a ton of footage from set. We haven't really released any of it, but we may start putting stuff on YouTube because it's some pretty classic stuff. But that's just hanging out while we were shooting film. But there was a moment where I was trying to film that, and, Sarah, they were doing a scene, and her eye caught the camera and was curious to know who was filming, because she was like, there's no filming off set, like, you can't do that. So she got upset and realized it was just, me, a little actor from the movie, and, she kind of let it go, but they had me turn the camera off. So I was intimidated by that right away. And then, she was a legend and still is. I think she was a bit of a diva, doing her thing on set, but that was also her character. So, she might have just been playing the role. But Sarah Jessica Parker had a huge crush on her.
Yep.
The Japanese Jimmy was so sweet and funny. Like, they really did make us feel comfortable, and they made for a better environment with work.
Yeah. How long did you have to stay in those cages for? And did you ad-lib row your boat?
Yeah, I think we did. That's a good question. I want to say it was just like, there was just like, hey, sing a song or something, and we just kind of came up with something stupid. We may have been a writer on set. They were all very, very sharp and very witty.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the cages quite a bit, but it wasn't for too long each time. We shoot our stuff, and they knew that it wasn't super comfortable for us, so they'd take us down in between. But there was a time where, just as a joke, they all left at a lunch break and left us hanging there. Like, come on, man, let's out of here. These are really cute. Anyway, so that was kind of funny, but it was an experience, man. You like to, thinking about the film, in retrospect, it's like the word eyes shaving back my head, up in cages. It's very different and unique, and that's what's memorable about it.
Yeah.
It's just really good writing, a lot of fun, things that people hadn't seen before, I think.
Yeah, Kenny Ortega. I mean, he's been a Broadway choreographer his whole career, and I think he made a powerhouse debut with that movie.
He did, man, and I love Kenny so much. He was the other reason why that, my career has been what it is, because he was the first director that really, respected special, and I'm so grateful that I got to become friends with him, and he's he's really shown his chops even more recently. You know that Hocus Pocus did not do very well in the theater. It actually kind of bombed.
Mm-hmm.
And, that was his second film, right? Newsies was before that, I believe.
Which one?
Newsies.
He did a movie before that?
Yeah, for Disney, it was called Newsies.
Oh, that's right. He did do Newsies. Okay, I'm stand corrected. I forgot he did that one.
Which is amazing as well, right? So he had a deal, and they only ended up, like, after the second film, they just kind of let him go. They just thought, it wasn't, I don't know if it was just they didn't promote it or it came up against too many other movies. I know Jurassic Park opened the same time we did.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but I'm so grateful that, after all these years, but, it's taken a minute, but the fans, it's a fan favorite. All of his movies are. And so, thanks to social media and the internet, like, it kind of revived, these great works, and people, said, just spoke it, said, we love it.
Yeah.
We want more of it.
Yeah, it's a hilarious, great comedy. The cast is just wonderful. Flora Birch, I've had a crush on her forever. I'm going to try to get her on the podcast this year because she is doing Comic Cons now, I heard. And Vanessa Shaw, her mother, Susan DeManti, was on the podcast last summer. What a great lady she is.
Vanessa's mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. But she's a wonderful lady. So is her dad and her sister. I think that's just the two girls, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Vanessa's wonderful. It's part of the joy of all this, revival or the anniversary of Hocus Pocus and all this stuff has been just being able to see these people again. They're just all wonderful people. Ed Jones and Vanessa, Omri, Tobias, Thora, all the producers, just super great people. And, we're blessed to have been a part of that. I feel very lucky to have been part of an iconic film like that.
I always thought it was kind of weird, though, that Gary and Penny Marshall played husband and wife.
Hey, man, it's a horror film, right?
Yeah. Good way to put it. How was the experience making Airborne?
Oh wow, this is another old memory. It was awesome. I got to work again with. This was the second time I worked with Texan. What else? So Jack Black was on the film. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I got to go to Cincinnati for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It was a blast, man. It was just one of those cool opportunities working with a young cast, and I liked the movie. I thought it turned out great.
Yeah, I saw it one time, like not too long after it came out. It wasn't my cup of tea at the time, but I'm sure if I see it again, I'll have a different opinion because I'm older. But that's good.
Yeah, but you're just looking at the people in the cast. Like everybody's kind of gone on to do some more stuff.
Yeah,
that's kind of fun just to see the development of our careers that way.
How was the experience of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
That was amazing too. Josh was brilliant and so smart. Such a good director. I got to work with him a few times as a director as well. Sarah, I worked with many Sarahs apparently. Sarah Jessica Parker, not her. Sarah Michelle Gellar was wonderful. Very sweet. I was actually getting married during that time. That marriage did not last, but anyway, she was sweet to like send me because I gave them some invitations and sent me a nice wedding gift.
Yeah.
And Seth was on that show as well. So that was the third time we worked together.
Yeah.
Nicholas Brendan was great. I had a lot of my scenes with him. Jonathan too. We had a good time together, working together. A little. What's his last name? Jonathan. Do you remember?
Jonathan Brandis.
What was it?
Jonathan Brandis.
So he's kind of a shorter guy that played the Whisper one.
He had blonde hair and he committed suicide.
Oh, did he end up killing himself in the show?
Jonathan Brandis, he did in like 2003. I don't know if it's the same one we're talking about though.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Sorry, my buddy just told me they got some food. So anyway, yeah, I don't know if I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But anyways, everybody was great, and I was really bummed when I got killed off. It was kind of, I thought maybe I had a chance of doing some other seasons because I was in that episode, which kind of gave me hope.
Mm-hmm.
One with where I became part of the team.
Yeah.
When I think that was the episode that Buffy, if Buffy didn't exist, and so then I was on the team with Giles and we were fighting against the other vampires. So I thought, oh, maybe I got a shot here. Maybe they're gonna make me a good guy. And then at the graduation episode, I remember getting the script and they're like, some people have to die, man. They're so sorry, but time for you to go. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I went out with a flamethrower, so can't beat that.
Yeah. Have you signed at Joss's convention he has every year?
No. Where's that?
It's in LA. It's called WhedonCon, and he has everybody from both the Buffy movie and the Buffy show there, and he's got other people from other horror sci-fi movies there. It's kind of a smaller con, but he does it once a year now.
Oh, wow. Well, it would be fun to be a part of that. So better reach out and let him know. Maybe he'll hear the podcast or something.
Yeah. Any great stories about Walk the Line?
Wow, yeah, some really great stories. I guess overall, it was just, my worlds collided in a really great way because I love music so much.
Mm-hmm.
And getting to work with all these great musicians and meeting all the people that kind of worked alongside with Johnny and June, even meeting the man that I played in the movie was phenomenal. We spent a little bit of time together, and it was really what a great gift to get to know him, and then to have him tell me that I did a good job portraying him. That meant a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the music was wonderful. I got to spend time in Memphis, learn about Nashville, and my life kind of took a bit of a turn into the musical rivers, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Where I really, I've kind of made music a bigger part of my career now. And this year, I think I don't end up moving to Nashville and spend a lot of time there. And I think it's time for me to move and really kind of focus on the country music thing and the writing and all that.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be within the next few years here. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I listened to some of your songs. I mean, you're pretty good. I'm not much of a country fan of today, but from what I heard, I liked. It's got kind of it's rooted in country and a little bit of rock. It sounded.
Yeah, I mean, when I say country, I guess it just kind of falls in the story, telling a story, folk kind of feeling, and I grew up here in California mostly, so I call it California country. It's probably got more of a kind of an Eagles rock kind of vibe, just with some twang, and it's just soulful music. It's true to who I am and what I do, and I produce it all as well. So it's just me,
Yeah.
I guess it's a good definition of what I am, or an extension of Larry Bagby.
Yeah. Who'd you listen to growing up?
My mom and dad.
Oh, they played music too. Oh, you're making a joke.
The music, man. So the Beatles, I would say, is my favorite ever.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, played all that kind of music. Elvis, the Eagles, of course.
I love the Eagles. Yeah.
Loved Doobie Brothers. Oh man, so many. I mean, I even like, getting into the 80s and 90s. I like hip hop, like Boys to Men, R&B, and really everybody. Johnny Cash. I didn't really know much of his music until I worked on the film, and then I became a huge fan.
Yeah.
I kind of understood him much better after playing and learning songs. Of course, I love all that, and then I learned about all the outlaw kind of country, Waylon Willie, George Jones, Chris Christopherson. I love all those guys. They're just kind of just real, kind of felt like it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that music influenced me, and there's still music that today is influencing what I do.
Yeah, that's all great music. So, February 7th through the 9th, you and Tobias will be signing at Days of the Dead in Atlanta, Georgia. Is that your first time doing a Days of the Dead?
Yeah, first time for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't been really doing all that much. Last year we kind of had our first signing together, and it's fun, man. It's great. I look forward to meeting the fans, and it feels great. It's nice that we can all enjoy it together and celebrate these movies that not only changed our lives, but other people's lives. And,
yeah.
And when I say change, I guess I mean affected us, or made an impression that makes us want to know more or meet these people or whatever, right?
Yeah. You ever get girls come to your table that want you to sign their breasts?
There's been a few of those, but
yeah,
generally everybody's pretty appropriate.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
Well, I mean, it's gonna wash off, right? At some point.
Yeah.
I think.
I know, even with a permanent marker. Do you have any other convention appearances or music shows or even movie and TV roles coming up that you want to promote?
I just released. I put together a compilation album, and I guess we're calling it the Larry Bagby Essentials.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, if you don't know my music, it's kind of the pick of the litter. Music that, based on fans and downloads and just circles of my friends and family that like the music.
Mm-hmm.
Have suggested to be their favorite. And some of them just mine, ones that I really like to either perform or that I've written. So we put out album. It's not. I don't think it's up online yet. I just went through a distribution process on that, but it will be. It's just the Larry Bagby Essentials, and it's got like 18 tracks. There's 16 tracks that have been released over the last 15 years. Kind of from all the albums, just a couple from each that we picked, and then there's 2 new like bonus tracks that are from the next album, which haven't been released, but they're out there now. They will be. So you can check that out. You can go to my website, which is Larry Bagby, BAGBY, like bag and then BY.com, or I'm on all the social networks, just under my name, Larry Bagby, is my handle on all the social media stuff.
Awesome.
That's pretty much it. And then we're building some tour dates, and like I said, we got some plans to get to Nashville for some stuff, and just kind of building the next wave here. But I love it, and I hope to get out there, and I hope you all come support when I'm in town, whether it's a signing or a show. It'd be great to see you.
Yeah, whenever I'm in LA or wherever that you do a show or a signing, I'll roll through and I'll come see you.
Please do. Where are you at now?
Well,
San Bernardino.
Reading, yeah. Yeah.
How are you affiliated with the Day of the Dead, or you just kind of keep track of what's going on?
Yeah, I keep track of all the conventions, and I'll tell you something. The conventions, thank God for them, because they've kept me in the loop of, remembering certain people from cult movies that I forgot all about. I mean, I'm a walking encyclopedia of movies and music, but I can only absorb so much information, and even with my vast knowledge, I have to be reminded. And so, I go on all the convention websites and see who's going to be there, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that guy or that girl. I'm going to reach out to them and have them come on the podcast. So, yeah, so that's the extent of my involvement. I'd like to get involved deeper, but there's a lot of politics going on in conventions.
Yeah, there's a lot of red tape, right? You're not really supposed to ask for autographs and these things. You must go through the promoters or we have an agent, and he's awesome. I really appreciate him because he just makes sure that that everything's legit, and he's very fair and just honest, which isn't a lot of people at times in business anyway. You gotta be careful, but
a couple agents and managers.
I hope. What's that?
I was gonna say, a couple agents and managers I've had to deal with are not honest. But go ahead.
Well, send me make sure you send me the link to all of this, and I'll make sure I promote it as well.
Awesome.
We can get it out there. But I really appreciate it. I've got a band rehearsal I'm heading to here shortly.
Okay.
I better jump, but thanks for your time, and I'm grateful that you found me. Did you just go through my website and email me through that, or how did you find me?
Well, yeah, I mean, I saw you. You and Tobias both announced that last minute on Days of the Dead, and I was like, oh wow, those guys! I forgot about them. So yeah, I just went searching and stuff.
Oh, nice. And then you just went through my website to email me.
Yes.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that's connected to my personal email, so I don't miss some of this stuff. There's so many things going on. Sometimes I overlook them, but I'm glad we connected. Tobias sends his love. By the way, he wanted to try to be a part of it, but he's very busy right now. He's also a father of 2 kids, and he's been working quite a bit. He was just on This is I don't know if you saw
Nah.
recent episode of that, but he's working a lot. But he sends his regards, and maybe we can catch him next time.
Yeah, let him know. I mean, I think I messaged him on Facebook or something. I mean, he's always welcome. Whenever he's not busy.
Yeah, cool, man. Well, we appreciate the support, and we hope to meet you at one of these things. I guess we will when we're close enough, right?
Right. We will at one point. But in the meantime, have fun in Atlanta and keep on rocking, Larry.
Thank you so much. It's Tommy, right?
It's Tommy, yes.
Tommy boy.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, thanks. Great interview, and thanks for doing your research and stuff to talk about. It's fun. You never know what stories or stuff are going to come up. So you mentioned some things I hadn't thought about in a long time, and I think probably the first time I've told stories online or that the public will hear about. So good job with that.
Thank you.
I'll be interested in hearing some of these stories back that I forgot about.
Awesome. All right.
Memories, though, really good memories. So appreciate your time and your energy.
Oh, thank you, Larry. Have a great rehearsal.
Thank you so much. We're gonna rock it.
All right, rock it. All right, bye-bye.
All right. You too. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Larry Bagby. Ain't he a cool dude? Great stories, great music, great guy. I like him a lot. And hopefully we'll get Tobias on in the future. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes. Amuck, amuck, amuck.